Namaskar, myself Love Ojha from Demonstration Multipurpose School, Bhubaneswar. Students, there is a picture here. See the picture. In one case, children are eating food. Suddenly, a kite flies down and take away food quickly. In second case, a dog is moving around a sleeping dog and suddenly the ears of dog shoots up. In third case, when some sweets are dropped on ground, within a few minutes many ants collected around it. How they do that? Well, they do that with the help of their powerful senses, and this is called super senses. And today we have to go through this interesting topic, super senses. As you know, we have different senses. They include senses of smelling, sight, hearing, tasting, and touching. With the help of these senses, we interact with our surroundings. Animals do have amazing senses. With the help of which senses, they see their prey from far away, hear even the faintest sound, find their friends by their smell. Now, we take some examples. Suppose there is a ant hole. Some guard ants are guarding that hole. Some ants are in search of food. Suddenly, this ant sees that many ants of another group coming towards it. It quickly goes back into the hole. The guard ants let this ant to go inside the hole. But when these ants come near, they attack on them. Now question is, how these ants identify its group member? Well, they do so with the help of smell. Actually, ants have antenna, and they sense the smell. Take another example. You must have seen ants move in line. Suppose one ant left behind, but these ants never forget their path. They follow the path as usual. How they do so? Well, again, they do so with the help of smell. Actually, when ants move, they leave a smell on the ground, and the ants behind that follow that smell and they move in line. Some male insects recognize their females by the smells. Male silkworm can find their female silkworms from far kilometers away. That is many kilometers away. As you can imagine, it is very amazing. Now, dogs also mark out their own area. We learn about that later on. Police also use powerful sense of smell of dogs to catch criminals and even to find out the explosives and also find out the terrorists. Now, there is picture here. A dog is sniffing here and there. What could be the reason behind that? Well, actually, dogs mark out their area with their urine. They mark out their area with their urine. In the outer boundary, inside also, they do potty and urinate and mark out their area. When some another dog comes in that area, the dogs of that area at once know that an intruder dog is coming inside. How? Well, with the smell of that dog. And all the dogs attack on the intruder to drive them away. And in this way, sense of smell helps animal in many ways. We have also sense of smell, and it is also helpful for us. Many times you recognize what type of food is preparing in kitchen. How it is possible? With the help of our sense of smell. When something is burning, we become alert. How we know that something is burning? Again, with the help of our smell. If cooking gas, if there is leakage in cooking gas, we know it and take action. Food has got spoiled or not, we know it again with the help of our sense of smell. That means our sense of smell also help us in many ways. Now look at this picture. This is Susila. She covered her nose with dupatta. Actually, her sister has gone outside for some important work and left her baby with her sister Susila. Susila has also her own baby, and interestingly, both the babies did the potty at the same time. While clearing the potty of her own baby, Susila comfortably did that, but while she was clearing the potty of her sister's baby, she felt very bad smell. Why? Actually, she was used to with the smell of the potty of her own baby, but not with the smell of the potty of her sister's baby. Therefore, she had to cover the nose with dupatta. Now, see, there are two pictures. Now, look only the position of eyes of bird and position of eyes of human being. In the case of bird, it is on the either side of the head. But in case of girl or human being, it is in front of head. Is there any use in case of bird? The position of eyes? Yes. Actually, birds have many natural enemies. And the position of the eyes, that means on the either side of the head, gives it wider range of view, so that if a predator come from behind, it can see that and can fly away. Now, in our case, our eyes are in front of us. Is there any benefit? Yes. With the help of that, we can correctly estimate the distance of any object. That means the position of our eyes are also helpful for us. Why not on either side of the head? Because human beings have very few or no natural enemies. Therefore, that is not required. Now, see the picture of birds. Many times you have seen that birds are moving their neck to see around. Why not they move their eyes? Because they cannot move their eyes. They have fixed eyes. Therefore, to see around, they have to move their neck. Now, in class 4, you have read that elephants have very big ears and they use that to cool their body and they act as fan. Is there any benefit? Now, let us do an activity. At your home, ask your brother or sister to stand at some distance and say something softly. Now, try to hear that sound. Next time, again ask her brother and sister and say something softly, and at that time keep your ears behind like this, and now try to listen that sound. You will see that when you keep your hands behind your ears, it is very sharp. You get sharper sound, and in this way big ears help us to clear sound. In fact, those animals have big ears, they are benefited having big ears and they can hear sharper sounds. Now, how do snakes hear? Let's again do an activity. You sit on a table and tap on desk and hear that sound. Next time, you put your ear on the desk and tap again and find the difference between two sounds. In second time, you see that the sound was clear and sharper, and this is the way the snakes hear. Since snakes do not have external ears, they feel the vibration in the ground. Animals also use their sound for alarming other members of the group. Langur make alarm calls like whoo whoo to make alert other members of the group from the enemies like panther, tiger, snakes. Birds also make alarm calls. In fact, they make different alarm calls. When the enemy is from the sky, they make different sounds. When the enemy is from the ground, they make different alarm calls. Fish also make alarm calls by electric signals. Now, there is picture here. Circles are also here and animals are there. First is cow. one circle means 24 hours. One circle is divided into 12 parts. One part is equal to 2 hours. Now, in case of cow, see how many parts are dark. There are 2 parts are dark. That means cow sleep for only 2 into 2, 4 hours. Python sleep most of the times. It remain awake for, again see there are 3 white boxes. That means 3 3 ja, 3 2 ja, 6. That means Python awake only for 6 hours. Rest of the time it sleeps. Giraffe, in the picture you can see only one part is dark. That means giraffe sleeps only for 2 hours. And cat sleeps for 12 hours and remain awake for 12 hours. That means it shows that different animals remain awake and sleep for different times. Their sleeping and awakening time varies. Nocturnal animals remain active at night and rest of the animals remain active at daytime. Now tiger. It is one of the most alert animals. How? Because it has very strong sense of sight, hearing, smell and touch. A tiger can see 6 times more than us at night. Isn't it amazing? Next, hearing. The sense of hearing of a tiger is so strong that it can make out the difference between rustling of leaves and sound made by an animal on grass, moving on grass, and it helps it to catch the prey. And its ear can move in many directions to catch the sound from all the directions. Like dogs, tigers also make out their area, and in fact they make very large area by urinating. And if another tiger comes in that area, they at once know that another tiger has come, and all the tigers of that area attack on the foreign or intruder tiger. The whiskers. The whiskers of tiger are very sensitive. They can sense the vibration in the air. It helps the tiger to catch its prey and see at night in dark. But tigers are still in danger. Although it is one of the most alert animals, it is in danger now. How? Because of the poachers and hunters. They kill the tigers for their skin and other body parts. Also many animals are killed, like crocodiles, snakes, elephants, rhinos, musk deer for their different body parts. And it is very bad. We must protect animals because they help in balancing the nature. Without animal, we cannot survive, because one, there will be imbalance, forest will disappear and we will disappear. To protect the tigers, Government of India made some tiger reserves. Almost 50 tiger reserves are there in India. Few of them are Jim Corbett National Park, that is in Uttarakhand, Bandipur National Park, it is in Karnataka, Simlipal, it is in Odisha, Palamu in Jharkhand, and Sundarban in West Bengal. Rest of you can see from the net or books. Now, what we have learnt? Animals have amazing senses, they are called super senses. They have senses of smell, senses of sight, senses of hearing, and senses of touch. With the help of senses of smell, they can recognize their group members, find the path, find the partner as the silk moth, make out their area as dogs and tigers do. We have also sense organs. We are also benefited from the sense of smell. We identify the food. Something is burning, we can identify it. If there is leakage in gas, we find it with the help of sense of smell, and whether food is spoiled or not, we find it. Now, sense of sight also helps animals. Position of eyes of birds help them to get wider range of view, and some animals sleep for more times and some animals sleep for less time. Nocturnal animals remain active at night and rest of the animals remain active at daytime. Size of the ear also matter. Big ears help to hear clear sound, and snakes hear by the vibration in the ground. Also, we discussed about tiger. It has one of the most alert animals because of it has many amazing sense organs, and its sight is amazing, its smell is amazing, and it can hear very faint sound and make out the difference between rustling of leaves and sound of animal moving on grass. To protect tigers, Government of India has made some tiger reserves and where tigers are protected. We also sensitize people to protect tiger and also all the animals, because animals balance the nature and nature is God. Now we may conclude this topic with some animals have super senses. For number one, to make them efficient enough to live in their surrounding. For example, to get food, protection, working together, as you have seen in the case of ants, finding friends, as you have seen in case of male insects, silkworm, marking areas, sending messages. Number two, to let them survive in the adverse situation. For example, in cold winter, the lizards go into cracks to survive them from the cold, severe cold. Third, senses of human beings also help them in many ways to live in their surroundings. As you have seen earlier, to find out the leakage in gas, cooking gas, with the help of a smell, to find out whether the food has got spoiled or not. It also makes them comfortable to live in their surroundings, as you have seen in the case of Susila. Okay, now it is activity time. You have to make paper dog. Okay, for this you require a thick paper sheet like this, a pair of scissors, pencil and a sketch pen. Now, how we made this paper dog? For this, first you have to mark it. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You have to mark at 6 places. Then you make eyes first with pencil, then you make eyes and mouth with sketch pen. And at top you make also one mark. Now at the marks you have to cut like this. Cut half portion, 1, 3, 5, then second, fourth, and sixth position. You don't cut it completely, cut half. Then what you have to do? You also cut here to make ears. Now what you have to do now? You have to first hook the first position with the second position. Now do it. Hooked. Then third position with the fourth position. Hook it. Hooked. Next, fifth position with the sixth position. Now your half work is completed. Now you have to make legs. For that, you cut here. This is 4 leg, and for making hind leg, you cut here. You have to make ears, then turn it. Also turn it. Now we have to make eyes and mouth with the help of a sketch pen. Eyes, then mouth. Now your paper dog is ready. Isn't it fun? Now activity time is over. It is fun time. That means play time. Now we have to find out how dogs mark their area. As we have seen in the chapter, we select a dog. Suppose the name of this dog is Rocky. Okay? There are some dogs, they are in their area, and you know how they mark their area. They move in their area, they urinate here and there, and mark their area with their urine and potty. Now suppose this dog is moving in this area and it smells the urine. What will happen? Nothing, because this dog is familiar with the smell of potty and urine of all the group members of that area. Therefore, it will move here comfortably. Now, suppose this Rocky, this is not the member of this group, sees a food. It comes here and think, what a good food. And as it enters here, it becomes alert. How? Because first it will smell the urine, and by the smell of urine it knows that, oh, it is dangerous area. That means I am going to enter in the area of other dogs, and then it will try to avoid that area. But if it dares to find the food and come inside, what will happen? All the dogs will start barking and they chase it away, and it will run away from their area and say, जान बची तो लाखों पाए, लौट के बुद्धू घर को आए. I hope you enjoyed it. Do it, practice it, and play it. Thank you.